Hey food tubers, Jamie and I are gonna show you how to make a delicious barbecue sauce that's great for all meats, but totally perfect for my awesome Rad Rum Ribs recipe. Okay, so Jamie, I want you to peel some ginger, and I want...
How much?
I want a thumb's worth, not your thumb, because you got stupidly big thumbs. I want one of my thumbs worth, about 4 centimeters of ginger. I want you to peel it. Show me your thumb. Jeez, look at those things.
You got like a hobbit thumb.
Oh, man.
That's a really gnarly hobbit thumb. Okay, so Frodo, what are we doing
Sorry,
next?
so my bad. Now we're gonna do 3 cloves of garlic. So I want you to basically
Peel
smash
those?
and bash those guys. How do you turn this bad boy on?
Is it those hobbit fingers? Just
Like, damn hobbit fingers, man. Damn you, hobbit fingers! It's on. Okay, cool. A little bit of water in there. Get it in there.
for all the folks, could you just whack everything in a liquidizer and waz it all up?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Next up, we're gonna go with cider vinegar. 3 big tablespoons of that. Then we want 125 milliliters of ketchup. Do you want to add the rum?
Yeah.
60 milliliters of rum.
When you're cooking alcohol in a sauce like this, there's no alcohol left, guys. But when you cook the alcohol away, you're just left with that kind of barrely, bourbony, you know, all those flavors.
You've got the nutmegs and the vanillas and all these beautiful kind of exotic,
citrusy, sort of fruity.
That's it. And all that just goes straight into that sauce, and it's the next layer of flavor.
And by the way, we've done a cocktail for these ribs, made from the same rum that we use in this recipe. Then click on the link below on DrinksTube.
Now we're gonna do Worcestershire sauce. 1 tablespoon of that stuff.
I just slapped your ass making these sauce, and you didn't even say a word.
You didn't say, "Good game, Stevenson! Good game!" You gotta pretend we're in a locker room. Good game, say it.
Good game, Stevenson.
There we go. You gotta do it. Woo! Good game, Oliver! Woo! 50 grams of dark brown sugar. So we're gonna go with 2 big heaping tablespoons.
Correct.
1
yeah, 50 grams.
and 2. Then I want a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and then I want you to add a teaspoon of chili flakes. You can go tablespoon, we're gonna go with a teaspoon. I like my things spicy, and I know Jamie likes spicy food.
So cook that for 20 to 30 minutes, yeah?
You want it to be the right consistency of gloop.
Until sort of like shiny and thick and gorgeous.
Okay, there is your beautiful sauce. You wanna cook that for at least 20 minutes on a low temperature.
So I've got, look, this is basically what that glaze looks like. You can see it's a good glaze because it's sticking to my finger, you know, and it don't want to come off. So, sorry, but it's good.
It is a good sauce.
What up, food tubers? Mr. Oliver here. I hope you're all very, very well. I'm going to be giving to you a fail-safe barbecued sauce recipe. It works every single time. It's good on pork, it's good on chicken. You're going to love it. I'm going to cook it with really humble chicken drumsticks and chicken thighs. We need 200 grams of sugar, 200 grams of ketchup, 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Then we're going to go in some Chipotle Tabasco. Woo! English mustard, 2 heaped teaspoons, the juice of 2 oranges, 200 mils of apple juice, and then bourbon. 100 mils, the alcohol is going to disappear, so don't worry, it's not an alcoholic barbecue sauce, but it's going to give amazing flavour. And then about 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. We'll season it with a little salt. Get that on a high heat, whisk it up. We're going to bring it to the boil and simmer it for about 5 to 10 minutes until it's a nice sticky, claggy, coat the back of a spoon texture, right? And that's what we want. It's a glaze, okay? So here I've got my lovely free-range chicken. Let's create a rub. For me, the point of a rub is to begin the story. It's kind of that depth of flavour. So fennel seeds, 2 heaped teaspoons of that, 1 level teaspoon of cumin, 1 heaped teaspoon of smoked paprika. Smells incredible. About a teaspoon of sea salt, pepper, 1 heaped tablespoon of lovely golden caster sugar, and give it a good old bash up. Hello! This is Daddy's office. Look, there's the cameraman. Say hello. I feel the same way about him often as well. Okay, buds, we're making a rub. Watch Daddy. Well done, buds. That's lovely. He's going to be a chef one day. I can feel it. Can you shake that over for me, darling?
Can't.
Can you do it that way? That's it. Onto that chicken. Over here. That's good. That's it. That's, yeah, throw the pestle and mortar on it. That's exactly what I asked for. Can I have a kiss? I love you. You're a good boy. So I'm just going to rub the rub over the chicken. So, son, now I'm going to put it in the oven for about 1 hour at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's one I made earlier. You can see the chicken's been nicely cooked. Just take the thigh and completely submerge it into our barbecue sauce to get that perfect glaze on your perfect chicken. What we do now is we put this back in the oven, and I'm going to turn the oven down to about 100. I'll just leave that for like maybe 10, 20 minutes. Of course, we know the best barbecued ribs and chicken and barbecue sauce, it happens outside over fire. In England, it's raining a lot. So I've got some wood chips here, apple oak. We just set it on fire here. It gives you an amazing smoke. So it's like a little mini smoker. That'll just slowly smolder, and it's just a really cool way of getting extra flavour into your food. What you could do is after about 10 minutes, you can do a double dip to get double glaze. Our home smoker is working very, very well. So 20 minutes has passed. Have a little look at this, guys. We got the rub, the slow cooking, the double dip in the beautiful barbecue sauce. Really, really good. What is this?
Chili.
Yes. And does Buddy like chili? Why don't you like chili?
It's too hot.
Now, I'm going to give you the one without chili on. Okay? That's the bone. Take that bit there. Take that bit there.
Daddy.
Yeah? It's too sticky?
No, it's still too hot.
You mean spicy? Yeah, there was smoked paprika in there that I didn't tell you about. I wasn't thinking that you'd notice.
But you tell me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have told you. It's just bad parenting, I think.
It
Yeah. Maybe not for young kids at 3.5, admittedly, but for big boys and girls around the world, yes. Absolutely delicious. So there you go, guys. That's my fail-safe barbecue sauce recipe. I hope you enjoyed it. From me and Buddy, bye-bye. Say bye-bye, son. That's what I thought. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tartare sauce, that classic sauce that we always have with fish and scampi and stuff like that. So I'm going to make my own. It's a nice thing to learn to make your own because it tastes 5 times better than the stuff you buy in a jar. We've got some nice mayonnaise, pre-made, free-range eggs, so we're happy with that. Then I've got some gherkins, or cornichon. I've got some capers. Got some parsley here. Just take a nice wodge. The woody stalks at the bottom, just twist off, right? But those sort of thinner stalks here are lovely and sweet, so we'll use those. I'm gonna use the same bowl from making my crust here. Put the blade in, then put the parsley in like that. Just a couple of cornichons, about 3 this sort of size. I want just a nice heaped teaspoon of capers, that much. In here as well, I want the zest and juice of 1 lemon. And, you know, I use the zest actually a lot for bringing out beautiful flavour in foods. So getting one of these fine graters is absolutely essential if you're interested in flavour. No seeds. And I've got the rest of this little 30-gram jar of anchovies. So 4 anchovy fillets and the rest of that oil go in there. And then I'm going to wazz it up. Just put it on pulse. Get all of that in there. You can make your own mayonnaise if you've got time, but certainly there's no place for that in 30-minute meals. Almost like equal quantities of mayonnaise, free-range eggs, of course. And this is a bit small, but bear with me. Mix it up. I mean, for me, tartare sauce is just a brilliant all-rounder. Have a little taste. Even using Cheats, you know, bought mayonnaise, those fresh kind of condiment-y sort of pantry items going, it's alive with flavour. My job now is to make sure it's got enough lemon in there to give you that sensation of lemon on your bit of fish, okay? So I need the rest of that lemon going in. I need some sweet paprika. Really good with this. Look at that colour. That's just going to give it a little kick. You could put a little bit of Tabasco in there. Really, really good. Okay, so just going to clean up the edge. Going to use a cute little spoon. Going to finish maybe a few little bits of parsley in there, just for garnish, just to make it look like you made an effort. Sprinkled on top a little bit, and a little bit of that lovely paprika just on the one side, just like that. Finish it with a little good olive oil. So there you go. I'm going to give you a great recipe. We're going to make the most amazing Hollandaise sauce, but it's going to be easy, and I'm going to show you how you can keep it without splitting it. Okay, so it starts with 2 very good eggs, and we're going to remove just the yolks, okay? Now, the egg whites you can use for a lovely meringue. So the egg yolks go to a heat-proof glass bowl. Then here I've got a pan, about 1 inch of water. I'm going to put the bowl on top, and I do not want the water to touch the eggs, because it will overheat and you'll get scrambled eggs, and we don't want that. Add a little swig of lemon juice or white wine vinegar, just a little tablespoon, and whisk that up to make it fluffy and pale. It just takes a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to use some butter. I'm going to put a pack of butter in here, guys, because I'm going to make enough hollandaise for about 6 people. I'm going to put it on a heat, and we're just going to melt it, okay? So as you whisk the egg yolks, it's going to start to double in size. You're sort of par cooking the eggs. And now the eggs are kind of ready to hold and emulsify fat. In this case, we're using the melted butter. Slowly add in the butter. If you don't whisk constantly, you'll have too much fat and it will split. You can see it thickening up nicely. As you're doing it, have a little taste. Yum. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a little pepper. Just get a good old-fashioned thermos flask. Right, and preheat it, and then pour that away. And this is the best place to put a fantastic Hollandaise sauce. Get your sauce and just pour it in. It's going to stay warm for 2 hours, and it's the best tip that you could get. Oh, look, I've just gone over the rim. And in kitchens, we use thermos flasks to keep these fantastic sauces like Béarnaise, Hollandaise, that are held together by egg and heat and fat. The thing about these sauces is it's so delicate, it's so silky. It's so good with things like asparagus, new potatoes, you know, steamed fish, even grilled chicken. Amazing. So there you go, guys, classic Hollandaise sauce, made with love and care. There's so many things you can do with that, even the eggs Benedict. And if you want to see a recipe for that, just click the link up there. But there you go, thermos flask, brilliant tip. Happy days.
So it's the moment you've all been waiting for. How to make Tom Walker's secret sauce.
It's a very beautiful thing. So cue the music and cue the recipe. You have got to make this. So there you go, guys. I hope you loved that recipe. And if you want to check out Mr. Walker's album, then click the link. Will that be going on tour with you?
100%. It's going with me today.
There you go. What are you waiting for? Come on.
Get it done.
I want about 70, 80 grams of dried cranberries. Just pour that into a pan. Then I'm going to use some port, right? You could use some sherry, about 120 mils. So we're going to just turn this on, bring this to the boil pretty quickly. Of course, what that's going to do is rehydrate those cranberries so they're really soft and juicy. And I want to just spike this a little bit. So if you've got any ground ginger, that's nice. And then a little bit of ground clove. Just put that in. And you just nick a little bit of thyme. Not much, just the little tips. and they go in. So the booze is bubbling nicely. Just put a little swig of water into the cranberries because we're going to puree it anyway, and it's going to be silky smooth. See, those little cranberries have all plumped up and juicy. Oh my Lord. Mega flavour. We're going to put it in the liquidizer. We'll give it a little bit of a wazz up. Okay, let's have a little look here. If we take this off, you've got a lovely hot and steaming, rich, maroony red cranberry sauce. Look at that. Right, so I've got my herbs. I'm going to make a beautiful barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is generally sort of ribs, you know, chicken thighs maybe. And I suppose I just want to show you that it can be a lot more. You can barbecue sauce anything. So, you know, I've got a whole leg of lamb. There ain't no mucking about with that, is there? I've got the ribs, absolutely, because they're a winner, aren't they? I've got a chicken that I've basically just cut down the carcass. You can use a pair of scissors if you want, and opened it out like a book. So what we do is we get a knife and we very crudely cut through the thigh and the leg right to the bone. That way it will let the heat in and the flavour of the barbecue sauce in, and it will give you some nice crispy bits around the leg. With the lamb, what I'm going to do is score about 1 centimetre deep from the top to the bottom. And again, this is to create sort of more surface area, and but also when you cook it, it's going to kind of concertina out, and you're going to get the flavour in these little bits here. So you get that lovely crispy outside, flavour in there, and obviously the meat towards the bone will be much more sweet and silky. So I'm going to use about 4 or 5 cloves that I'm just going to put in the pestle and mortar. Right, really important spice in this. I want about a teaspoon heaped of cumin, so get that in there. I want about 2 tablespoons of fennel seeds. Right, lovely and fragrant, really good with red and white meats. And then I want a big generous sort of teaspoon of black pepper and 2 or 3 teaspoons of salt. Now what I want to do is just bash all of that up, crack it. The thing is, there's nothing quite like doing this when you bash up spices. You know, if you buy it already sort of pre-ground, they're sort of stale, like when you have a packet of cereal open for a couple of weeks and it just tastes miserable. Right, I'm absolutely fine with a few whole ones, cracked ones, right? That's what we're sort of looking for. Nice sort of floury spice base there. Dead simple. Now, let's get the chicken out. To get your spices in there, I want to get a bit of herbage going. I want a big handful of rosemary. Good with all the meats, fantastic. I've got bay leaves, sort of 10 or so nice fresh bay leaves in there like that. And then I want to get some thyme, put all those lovely tips off, get them in there. And then garlic, the whole bulb, and then I want the zest of 1 orange, just peel it off. Brilliant flavour in the orange. And just chop it up. Not bothered about some big bits, not bothered about the skin, right, because it's all going to fall off on the barbecue and it would have done its work by then. Pick it up in there with the bay and the fennel seeds. Great, great flavours. Smoked paprika, bit of a win-win as far as your barbecue is concerned. I want 4 heaped teaspoons in there. That lovely smoked paprika gives it that completely different dimension, which is brilliant. And then I want to use half a bottle of cheap balsamic vinegar. Right, what I need to add to that is my orange juice. Squeeze in that orange juice. And then, this is where it all starts getting a little bit touchy for me. Get your organic ketchup and put a whole bottle in. You can put passata in there or whizzed up tin tomatoes if you want, but it just hasn't got the stickiness and the clagginess. And then all I've got to add to that is extra virgin olive oil, about 8 tablespoons. What I love about this is using the cloves, the fennel seeds, the cumin, the smoked paprika, the lovely fragrance of bay, rosemary, thyme. You know, this is what's making something really beautiful. And when you're eating it, sort of, the flavours are changing in your mouth. Let's have a little taste. It's really good. So all I have to do now is rub it, give it a really good rubbing. And that's what flavour's all about. Get that in there. Right, we're not mucking about, straight in there. Get your fingers in there and sort of massage it about. And then the next one is the chicken. Get that sauce and rub it all over, under the legs, the breasts, the wings. Turn it around. Lovely. And then we've got our ribs, which just need to be literally turned over. And you know, that ketchup, dare I say, just gives it that consistency of like, stick to me, baby. So what I want to do is cook these for an hour and a quarter. That means that the flavour really permeates, and then also it's a job done, a job out the way. You can get on with drinking beer and lighting barbecues, and rest assured that when you do put that in the barbecue and it's gone golden crisp, there's none of this kind of is it cooked, isn't it cooked. All I have to do now, tin foil up. So the tip is, put this in an oven for about an hour and a quarter at about 180.